Oh, I'm sore. Let's see who shows up. And for those of you that always comment that it looks like I'm looking this way, during a live feed, I'm reading comments. And I'm looking over here. Camera's over here. The screen is over here. I'm live. I can't look at both. So let's see who shows up. I don't know if this is even gonna work. I have had... So if you can, as soon as you log in, let me know you're here. Okay, so it is working. 2 people here. Kurt! I haven't seen you on a live feed in a while, sir. How are you? So, a couple quick things. There's a micro knife I'm giving away that I can't currently find. I don't know where my wife moved it. It's right here. I am going to give this till the end of this week, I believe, on paper. Well, howdy from Texas. On the announcement, I said I was going to do this, end this on the 15th. I'm going to see how many more comments I get. I may allow that to stretch out a little bit. There's a lot of people already entered in this. However, that's not what the announcement was. You got your sea snake prototype, smaller in hand than I thought it was going to be. I told everybody it's not a very big knife. It was never meant to be. It's meant to be a replacement. Nice. See, yeah, Kurt, I saw that. The sea snake is not meant to be an equivalent to the stonefish. It's a lot smaller. It's basically replacing a small folding knife was what I wanted. I wanted something that could replace a folding knife if you wanted the option to have something you didn't have to fuck around with. I'm telling you right now, on a job site, I've noticed that I would want a fixed blade knife. I wear gloves all the time at work. And so I think that's a better option. So I have a pre-release knife that I'm doing a video about today. I'm gonna shoot the video today and put it up tomorrow. So there's gonna be 2 videos that go up tomorrow. This video I'm gonna shoot today is not gonna go to the members first. Reason is, the knife release is on Friday. So I want it to coincide. I've done a couple things, like I did this, and the video actually didn't release till well after the drop. So almost 2 weeks after the actual release of this, and people are like, well, they're running, you know, there's a chance they might not get them because they sell out. So I don't want it to be like that. So this knife that releases this Friday, that I've been carrying for better part of 6 months, I'm going to do a video about today and either release it today or tomorrow. So you may get 2, you're gonna get an extra video this week, basically. I'm doing an extra video release this week. So you're gonna get this, and then I believe tomorrow's video is going to be the, well, howdy from South Africa, howdy back. The video that I'm doing today I might just release it today or on Friday. I don't know yet, but there's going to be an extra video. The video that I'm releasing tomorrow that I shot, a while ago, is going to be about the Void. I wanted it nice and thin. I didn't want it to be too thick. With something like that, when you get the handle too thick and the blade is real thin, you get a weird... I wanted the balance to be right. And if I'd put any more weight in the handles, it would have been really handle heavy. As it is, if you take the handles off of that, you'll see there's a lot of weight reduction in there. Let me go grab mine, see if I can put my in perspective what you're saying. I am so sore. I did chest, shoulders, and triceps so hard yesterday that I am, I'm gonna show you guys a knife. I know I have one. I have a sea snake proto. Oh, it's I wanted it thin. I wanted it thin because I knew what I wanted it to do. There's mine. So I guess, yeah, I guess I can see what you're saying. It does feel small, but that was the whole point. But the fact is, I don't think it's any smaller. Where's everyone going? Where did everyone go? There was like 8 people here a second ago. I don't think, though, that it's any thinner. No, I don't think it is really any thinner than an average folding knife. So the video I'm going to do today is about the Ferrum Forge Pro Series Stinger. I am going to do a video about this. This knife releases on Friday. I've had this prototype in my pocket for about 6 months, on and off. I put it back in Elliot's case. I brought it back. I told him, I was like, you know, I'm going to carry one. And I told him, I was like, I really like this knife. There's a good chance you're not going to get it. He says, okay, don't take that one. And gave me a different prototype. So this isn't the exact version you're going to see. So this knife has been tumbled and things like that. So we'll talk about that in the video. But yeah, I can see where like this could be deceptively, like how it feels in hand versus how it looks. You know, I could see that. And keep in mind, guys, the prototypes, if you got one of the prototypes, these were hand done. These were hand done. There was only about, I had 2, Russell's got 1, and then I think they sold 10 more. So there were only 13 of the protos. They are going to have a different fit and finish, because these were kind of hand finished a little. The production ones are going to have more of a satin grind, I believe, like more of a belt finish. But I think that these were done in just the way they're done. I love this knife. I carry it all the time. As a matter of fact, I have it on the chain because I'm wearing shorts. And a lot of times around the house in the evening, I'm not wearing jeans with a belt. I'm wearing a pair of shorts. And so I do use the chain. It does pretty well. I was kind of surprised. I am not a fan of neck knives. And I thought with this being bigger than a lot of neck knives, that I would have kind of an issue. But it really isn't bad as a neck knife because it's nice and light. And unlike a lot of neck knives, even I told Elliot, as much as I love Elliot's stuff, his lackey was thick. Neck knives are thick. They always are. And you can't ever, like, I was never happy with how a neck knife cuts. They're always usually relatively small, relatively narrow, kind of thick stock. And then the grind is just really, really thick. And I kind of I didn't want this to fall into the neck knife. So I was thinking of this as a belt knife. It just turned out it works well as a neck knife as well. I was kind of surprised. I don't usually like carrying a neck knife. They get in the way and things like that. But I was surprised at how well it carries as a necker. It probably would carry better if I just take the soft loops off of it. But, you know, this is my carry. And usually it's on a belt. But I have put the chain on it a couple times. So, other announcement. If you guys aren't members, this is going to a top tier member. This I might wait till the end of the month just to give everybody a chance. There has not been a rise in membership at all. No one has become members. So this is, just in case you guys haven't seen, this is a knife that I forged out of a railroad spike. I was not happy with the end result. I threw it on a shelf. I took it up to Elliot's with every intention of finishing this knife and maybe changing some stuff just on the grind. And I never got around to it, I was up at the shop. I had stuff in tumble for like 6-8 hours. I had nothing else to do. I reground this into a full convex, into an actual usable knife. I can't ever cut on paper or on film the way I want. I just think I'm not getting it. Anyway, it's sharp. It's sharp. That's some garbage paper. It's definitely shaven sharp. So this is going end of the month to one of the top tier members. And we have the open giveaway for everyone. But we have this as an open giveaway. I'm also going to do another giveaway this month. I have stuff to give away. And I'm going to do it, another giveaway this month. So there'll be a second giveaway. After this, probably the 15th, we'll see. By the end of the week, I'll see how many more comments I get on the Micro Fortis giveaway. If not, I'll start another giveaway when I announce this one. When I announce the winner of this one. I have some stuff that I just really kind of want to. It's wet, it's damp. So it got down to 58 or 59 degrees here, and I had fans in all the windows, and like the entire kitchen, it was foggy, and everything out here is kind of damp, like drawn damp. Like we have dry towels on the counter that just feel damp now. So you can see the ceiling. There you go. I did that on purpose. I wanted you guys to get a good look at the ceiling. So yeah, I had a fan in this window because it got hot in the house yesterday. I was out and about for a little bit. The wife and kid went ice skating in the afternoon, and my daughter hurt her knee. They're on their way to a doctor in Orange County that specializes in sports medicine. She's been fighting with a knee injury for, about a month now. And so she actually has a competition. It's a virtual competition. The competition's in Utah. She's competing virtually soon. So we have to get her ready. And now she's going into this with it's growing pains. It's just the fact that she's growing, and that growth plate in the knee, she's putting tension on it. But we just have to make sure that it's not something else. So she's going to a sports doctor that I have to pay out of pocket for up in Orange County because I can't get her in to see an actual doctor. Bro, okay, she is a competitive athlete. She's constantly doing all those exercises. She's just got some patellar tendon pain because she's growing and it's stretching those tendons, and she's constantly flexing it as an athlete. She's on the, trust me, she has a workout routine. She's on the US figure skating team. They're really strict about what the athletes have to be doing. Like she has to show a certain number of hours on the ice per week and things like that. Like she has to show training logs and things like that. So it's not like there's just an exercise that she could do. She already has such a robust training routine. She's just growing, and her body aches and pains, and she's an athlete. So, yeah, I'm going to do a giveaway. I am still thinking it's going to be I was thinking, hey, Alex, I was getting ready to go grab your knife that I finished. Hi, Matt. I saw your comments yesterday. I don't remember what it was we were commenting on. I have two things I'm thinking about giving away. So one of them depends on actually I have three things I'm thinking about the next giveaway. So I have some better quality stuff to give away than the thing I was going to give away. And I still feel kind of iffy about giving away this one item because it's kind of cheap. And I don't want my giveaways to just be associated with garbage gas station knives. So I have this 511, and it's been sitting, and I'm looking at it, and it's not a horrible knife, but it's really not, I guess it's not that bad. It's not really what I wanted to give you guys. So in a package that I got from Artisan, I had told, no, I know a lot of you guys are gonna go, that's hideous. But I want you to keep in mind, it's free. The guys at Artisan sent me a package with my prototypes, and there's some giveaway stuff in it. Now, I actually do like this knife. I find it attractive. It's kind of futuristic looking. Hey, what's up, man? Are you in South Africa too? Or are you in Europe? Yes, it was the big knives thing. This is the Predator by Artisan. That's what I thought. You were in Europe, in London. Oh, Londinium Armory. Ah, I should have figured that one out. This is the Predator by Artisan. Now, I have 3 of these. But Nico likes them. I like mine. It's unusual for me to like something like this because it's completely out of this is completely out of proportion. Blade to handle ratio is horrible. That I took off of mine. I have the full titanium frame lock version, so does Nico. So when we were looking at these, I actually find this knife attractive. The blade shape is unique. It looks something futuristic. I'm thinking I want to give this away. Now, they still have these. You can buy them. But I'm not gonna lie to you guys, the action on this, Artisan's knives action is, once you get past the detent, you dummy. Great. The only issue I've got with this one is this knife, not this particular knife, but this knife design. The Phillips head screwdriver that is your window breaker, your glass breaker, I took mine out. Now, online, I saw that they had this listed as a parachute cutter or paracord cutter or line cutter. And it's not. It's not really a choil. You can't get your finger in there. It's a design feature. Mine might get sharpened in there. Mine might wind up going on the little 1/4-inch wheel, 1/2-inch wheel. Yeah, 1/2-inch wheel. And actually put an edge in there. And then sharpen mine. It's not actually a finger choil or sharpening choil, but it gives it a unique look. I said this looks like something out of Blade Runner. Let's go get mine. Let's just go get mine. We'll go get mine again. Mine's in my case because I carry mine. So, like a seatbelt cutter, yeah. And I'm not thinking that I'm going to try to do that on the giveaway. Most of the people that, where is my knife case? Don't know where. That's a bad feeling. When you look for your knife case and you can't find it, you're like, what did I do with my knife case? And then you look where it normally would be, and you look again, and you think to yourself, where's that box with $10,000 worth of fucking knives in it? It's actually probably more than that right now. I have some customer stuff in for review. I have some pretty expensive stuff. I'm not going to show you because I'm going to do the video. So I have the titanium frame lock version. This is the one I'm going to be giving away. And see, I took the thing off of there. Hey, what's up, Keith? Keith, as you can see, is a member. Keith, I'm still giving this away. I do too. And there's a chance I might be able to get some more of these for giveaway. Because these didn't sell, and I can see why. They're not attractive for everybody. But I find that blade shape so appealing for some reason. I don't know. It's another one of those things like, yeah, blade to handle ratio is horrible, but the actual knife itself is not bad. Overall, in hand, it cuts well. They look okay. Yeah, they're not a bad looking knife, but they do look pretty futuristic. And I think that's what appeals to me. It looks sci-fi. I'll do a video about this. You're always on one of my giveaways, Keith. I'm gonna do a video about this, which is my 247 sheep's foot by Olamic. I refinished it. It didn't come like this. You guys know that. So do a video about that. But like I said, the announcement was I'm going to do an extra video. The Zero Grind Convex, I don't know, sometime this month. I'm trying to give everybody a chance that if they want to upgrade a membership or join as a member, I would prefer that you didn't just, in my personal preference, that you don't just jump back and forth. But if that's what you want to do just to get in on that, that's fine. I'm trying to see if we get any more memberships. I want to give everybody a chance. So the giveaway for the month of August for the top tier members will probably go at the end of the month. Well, I mean, for the top tier giveaways, everybody, so like member only giveaways, everybody's automatically entered. I just do a thing. What knife, where are you at, Matt? Are you in Canada? Because I have a workaround for customers that are savvy with tinkering with knives. Australia. Well, I can honestly say that the reason that I don't send, the reason that my giveaways are US based only, I can't afford the shipping. There's a lot of times the shipping is as much as the knife. And so I'm just keeping my giveaways unless, well, hello back to you from Rhode Island, Ryan. My giveaways right now are just going to be only for US based. That basically that's the way I'm going to run it, because until either I get a windfall of money that I can afford to send stuff, even sending stuff to Canada is crazy expensive. And the other thing too is, say I was going to send this knife to Canada, I'd have to take it apart and send it into at least 2 pieces. Like I'd have to take the blade out of it. Because that's how you're going to have to get by if you can get it by customs. They see that tab, they're like, come on guys, you ain't fooling nobody. Yeah, that's 20 euro, or is that pounds? Was that euro or pounds? I don't know. Brexit screwed me up. Are you guys back on the British pound? Okay, that's what I thought. So you guys finally exited that Soviet communist commune that was happening in Europe. You did, because you did Brexit. But you had the euro. Well, I mean, okay, so they had euros that you could use, just like in, yeah, neither did Greece. Greece didn't either. I went to Suda Bay, Greece, and you had euros or whatever their purple chicken money that they had was. So it was weird. You could use either. Either were accepted. At any rate, like I said, giveaways are going to be US based and for the foreseeable future. For my freebie crazy miner. What? Wait, what? I've been waiting for my freebie crazy Mike. I'm right here in God's country. Well, I mean, did you comment on this, the giveaway? Go find the giveaway video. You got to make a comment. So the way my giveaways work is your comment is your entry. So I want to make sure this is clear, because I've had some people that don't understand. How do I enter? And I was like, we just did. You just did. It's written in the description. Every comment is an entry. However, even though I shuffle out duplicates, like I check the comments. I'm following all the comments and I'm seeing if, okay, these people are responding to each other in the comments. That's fine. But if you're dropping multiple comments to try and load the deck, I disqualify you. So that's just how I don't, even though I'm going to take out duplicates, it just shows an attempt to game the system. And I'll just remove those comments. I'll just disqualify those people. So I don't mind if you guys are talking back and forth in the comments, because I'm going to filter out. But if it looks like somebody is making a comment and then coming in a few minutes later, making another comment and making another comment, and it's not like a conversation, I don't mind a conversation in the comment section. What I don't want is somebody that will load the deck in their favor, even though I know I'm going to take that out of the mix. I just think that it shows an attempt to game the giveaway, and so I just disqualify those people. And if comments are over the top and disrespectful to anyone, or if they're, think of my channel as Switzerland, neutral. I might not be neutral, but the channel is. So But like I said, this prototype's been in my pocket for a long time. I really, really like it. I already told Elliot he's not getting it back. This is another one of those prototypes that I liked enough. I like the knife enough. I don't like the pocket clip, and I'll still carry it. A free trade. This is a very nice little knife. I always liked the actual stinger. So if you don't know, the stinger was a run of 100 that Chris and Elliot did a long time ago. Oh yeah, there's 20 people here and only 8 likes. Thank you, Jeremy. They made this out of S1. They made the originals out of SM100. So, what if you hate everyone equally? What is that? Is that Switzerland-esque? I guess. I mean, I'm pretty sure that Switzerland's, like, in practice is neutral. In actual politics and the way people think about things, probably not so. Same here. I have my opinions. You guys have heard me make opinions. I've made opinions and I got so much backlash. I was like, okay, let me look at it. I mean, I think I just misread the, oh no, there's a video coming. I'm filming it after we break from here. So I'm gonna get off of here. I'm gonna work out. I gotta take the dog for a walk. When we get done with this live feed and work out, because today is intense cardio and legs. So yeah. So, I mean, Instagram, I have a tendency to be a little bit more free with my opinions, my political opinions. Biting my tongue is getting painful. That's all I'm gonna say. At any rate, so this knife, the skiff, yes. I'm trying to figure out how I want to review the skiff because I really like it, but I see it as completely useless. It gets hot in my house. It was 84 degrees in the house yesterday. I'm working out at home this week. I'm taking a light week. So I'm doing basically cardio and legs today. So this is a light week, almost a recovery week. I worked out really, really hard for like 3 weeks in a row. So now I've switched my workout. I did work out fairly hard yesterday, but in a different way. At any rate, just jumping all over the place, Mike. So this knife was a knife that they made, a run of 100 in SM100. And it was a knife I really like. But if you know anything about SM100, it was a very expensive knife. These were the actual stingers were about $1,000. They were about $1,000, and the whole draw was that they were an SM100, which is an exotic material. There's no steel in it. It was 100% a nickel titanium alloy. They made the knives out of it. It's really hard to work with. It's really expensive. It's really a pain to sharpen the correct way. You can sharpen it, but I've gotten some of those stingers so sharp that it's just insane. Most people haven't. Most people won't. It's a very, very rare material. And so they basically took no, not yet. I'm not even breathing hard. They took that design, and most of the guys that we know, Nico, Luke, Pip Corona, had Elliot add a choil. And so Elliot incorporated that choil to a production version of the stinger. This is the original size and shape of the stinger with a finger choil, but done in a different steel. It has a fuller. So we're not going to get into it too much, but this is basically an affordable production version of a knife that they made, and it's getting released Friday. So I'm going to do the video today, release the video maybe tomorrow in concert with, because the last couple times, like I said, I've released a video about something. It's been well after, like, hey, I got the prototype, and then I released it after, and people are upset because there was a couple times that I didn't realize they sold out quickly. So I want to get ahead of it. So they're going to be available. They have Two kinds. The G10 version that you're seeing here is going to be available on a lot of different places, and I think they have a carbon fiber version that they're selling strictly on their home website, their own website. So yeah, this is getting a video. I just said it. Just said it, Bradley. You didn't finish typing fast enough. I want to do a video about this, but I've got so many other things that are in line. I need to get Nico's knives done. I haven't even sharpened his knives yet. But that was a gift from Alex. There is a Heretic Medusa. That's a Medusa, Alex. It's not a, that's why I was having such a hard time. It's not a martyr. I was like, this does not look like my knife. The knife you sent me is a Medusa. I thought it was a martyr. Which there's almost no difference. Like, I'm trying to figure out what the difference is. We're about $400 away from, $400 or so from me carrying Big Blue. I don't foresee that happening. There have been no new members in a while. I haven't seen any new members in a while, so. We could do karate in the garage now. I actually think I may work out in the garage because I can actually get air moving. It gets stuffy in this living room, even with the fans on. Anyway, so yeah, this is a video I want to do. This is my Medusa Auto. I thought it was a martyr. This is a Medusa. And the only difference that I really have seen between the Medusa and the martyr is the blade shape. Not even so much the blade shape. The martyrs are straight Tontos or straight ground. Maybe not necessarily a Tonto. The Medusas were a recurve Tonto. So I love this little knife. I've always wanted one of these. I love TJ's Autos. I need to clean it up. I carried it and it's full of metal powder. I was grinding. I've got allergies, bad. That's another thing that's killing me. Hang on a second, I gotta blow my snot locker. So, yeah, so I have like boxes of giveaway stuff. I'm still gonna, hell, I might just do an extra giveaway. I might just do 2. I might do this one too. This month, who knows? That's a brand name. What brand name? What brand name, Steve? Yeah, it's just been it's been dusty and windy and all the pine trees. There's just pine trees all along here at our houses, and it just the wind blows. Nope. Heretic knives? Heretic knives are owned by Tony Marfione Jr. Can't believe you haven't heard of them. The H-clip. I don't think it's so much H. It looks more like an M to me. This is my M clip for Michael. So yeah, this is a Heretic by Tony Marfione Jr. His father owns, their knives are great. I actually like the action on the out the fronts. I mean, I love my Microtrack OTFs. The potential extra giveaway, we're giving this away, and I'm gonna probably give this as well, because I said I was going to. This is at 511. Nope. Matter of fact, there's a lot of times you can't even feel that it formed a burr. I like the H-clips. SM100 is not steel. It's a titanium alloy. I did a video about it if you want to go find it. There's the properties of it are weird because it's not steel. So the burr, you can draw that you can draw that edge out way thinner than you can steel. You can actually get it sharp. SM100 is the only thing I can say that you can actually get sharper than a razor, because I'm going to do a video about misconception of sharpening. One of the things is like, oh, the finer you go up, the sharper the knife. That's not true. You reach it when you set your apex, you've reached a point where you can no longer make that blade, that edge any thinner, or it breaks off. Once you reach that point, that's just the properties of steel. It will only get so thin before it breaks off. Your apex can only be so thin. The molecular structure of titanium and nickel combined is a lot different. It's a much smaller, I wouldn't want an SM100 straight razor. There's too much flex. But you can continue to draw that out. And the fact that SM100 is very, very, very much a plastic style, like when I talk about plastic, we're talking about the ability to flex and things like that. Like when you reach the plasticity point of steel and things like that. No, there's no production knives done in it. Elliot was as close. He did a run of 100. I hate micro bevels. I think that just doing a convex edge solves both those problems. Thin apex, more material behind it, and you're not, like, I don't see the point in an apex, in a micro bevel, if you can do convex. Plasticity is the flexibility of things. So when you're talking about that material, it's very, very modal. It moves. It doesn't. It's not solid. It's almost like silly putty. It's hard when you need it to be, but it's soft. It's almost like the stuff that kids play with when they make the oobleck, the non-Newtonian fluids. That's what I'm looking for. So it stays hard, but then it loosens up and it stretches and it relaxes and things like that. So it's a really unique stuff. What knife did you think you would love but were disappointed in? Man, it's been so long since I bought a knife. Oh, I know. I can tell you right now what knife I thought I would love but I'm disappointed in, and I don't think I think it's an error with the heat treat. This VG10, or not VG10, this ZDP 189. Yes, it's malleable. This ZDP 189 Endura. It won't hold an edge. The ZDP 189 in this, I think, got wrecked. I don't think it got heat treated properly. I did a video, it won't even cut down a full cardboard box. Very disappointed, very, very disappointed in that, but I didn't get it. Yeah, because it won't roll. It bends and so SM100, it has a memory. If you bend a piece of SM100 and heat it up, it comes back to true and straight. I've seen it. Nope, I've sharpened that knife so many times, Ryan, it's not a burnt edge. Yeah, it's very, very flexible. I have a friend that bent theirs and thought they'd fucked it up and are like, oh shit, I can't even close this knife. Put it on a counter. They were outside working in the cold, came in, put it on the counter, and it straightened itself once it warmed up in the warm office. I guess, but I guarantee that because all that's in SM100 is nickel and titanium. And it hardens, it takes an edge, and they get frighteningly scary sharp and stay that way for a while. Steel has a memory. Steel has a memory. If you want proof that steel has a memory, look at a spring. Steel has a memory. That's why, okay, so when you sharpen a straight razor, I always tell people, don't strop right after shaving, because that steel, you let it sit. Like if you have more than one razor, I recommend more than one razor. But if you let it sit overnight and strop before you shave the next time, what happens is your beard hair is about the hardness and thickness, technically, of like copper speaker wire, or of copper wire of the same diameter. And so as you're hitting that edge gets flexed and bent, not necessarily chipped, because straight razors are usually tempered at about spring temper. So they're not super hard, which is what you want. You don't want it to chip. You want it to just, you know, flex. But so the edge gets knocked out of alignment. And if you put it in your case, you just wipe your blade down and put it in the case and let that blade come back to true, because it does have a memory, overnight, 24 hours later, then you strop it, you're not going to damage the edge. If you strop it right after with all that, you run a risk of chipping and breaking that way, because you're adding extra stress you don't need to. So if you're stropping right after you shave, you're actually meaning that you're going to damage that edge, and then you're gonna have to sharpen it more often. A straight razor should only have to be sharpened about once every 6 months. And there was a pause because I was reading that comment, but I honestly don't care about what steel defensing swords are. To tell you the truth, I really don't. I imagine it's a Nitinel. So Nitinel are titanium alloys that are mixed with other base metals such as nickel, aluminum, things like that. It's all Nitinel. They use it a lot in the medical industry, and things like that. But I mean, there's a lot of them out there. At any rate, so straight razor has flex and a memory. Same with your steels that are in these. That's why you can bend a knife and it won't break and it'll come back to true a lot of times for some knives. Yeah, because the spring back, the memory. Titanium has a huge memory. It's really hard. Like when you refinish a knife, that's why I don't like doing it. You have to straighten the lock bars. That's why I don't like having to do like full work on these. I know how to do it, but there's always a chance you don't know how many times that pocket or that lock bar is gonna flex before the titanium gives up. Don't know. Don't know about EN510. So we've gotten off the, yeah, this is a gift from Alex at Smoky Mountain Knife Works, as was this. This is the knife that I was talking about. This knife has a lot of detent lash, and people won't. Oh, okay. This knife has a lot of detent lash, but people have glossed that over. Like they'll complain about a $30 knife having detent lash, but then just gloss over the fact that this $500 knife has it. I'm like, that doesn't seem fair. It doesn't seem fair. You don't get to pick and choose. Like this knife is going to get talked about the detent lash. Now, it has it. You can see it. Does it bother me? No. You know why? The action on it is still amazing. Like I said, something's making noise. Oh, I guess. So detent lash is caused by a couple things. In this knife, it's actually that the detent ball is a little bit smaller than the hole, which does not affect. You can feel it like come up against and then it flies. I forget which knife it was I was showing that had lock bar flex. I just had it in a video. Oh, I believe that video, well, this is lock bar flex too. I can feel the lock bar flex. Which knife did I? Got to go back and think about it. At any rate, so detent lash can be caused by two things. Detent ball hole, the detent hole might be a little bit big, which is fine. Or you may have a little bit of lock bar flex. Either way you look at it. Now that bothers me that I can't remember what knife it was. It's one of the ones I just did recently. I think it already went back home. Not allowed to discuss Smoky Mountain Knife Work. Who was asking about that? Who asked about Smoky Mountain Knife Works? I don't know. I don't know what we're talking about. What damn knife was I talking about the other day that had lock bar flex? So, Mini Freak CF. At any rate, I had another knife that I did a video about and I was talking about, and it did not, it had lock bar flex. You could feel the lock bar move, and that's what was causing it. And that's part of what it is on this. I can feel the lock bar start to flex, and then it comes open. I talked about it in a video. I don't even remember what knife it was. I think it was a customer's knife. At any rate. 25 people, 15 likes. You guys want to drop a like? I've had a lot of caffeine this morning if I seem scatterbrained. I've got so many things I got to do. I have to start a scope of work to try and get bids for landscaping for our HOA because I'm the vice president. That's killing me that I can't think of what knife I was showing. I see that makes sense, Steve. See, I like when we have this, as long as I'm paying attention. I have a standard Mini Freak, but I want a carbon fiber scales. I love caffeine as well. I'm actually taking a diuretic complex to try and see. I have a sneaking suspicion that I know what's going on. My doctor and I talked about it. I put just all of a sudden out of nowhere, I just put on a bunch of weight, and it's all water weight. And some people are like, oh, it's because you're taking creatine. I was like, dude, I've been taking creatine for like 2 months. And there was a couple things that the doctor added medicinally that that we want to look at. You're going to remember it in the middle. Yeah. So I'm taking a specific diuretic complex, the pill that my doctor gave me, to see if it's just water weight, and we're trying to figure out. He's thinking it is part of my meds. He's like, well, one of the side effects of one of these is you will put on a ton of water weight. And I was like, oh, great. And I was like, I didn't see that. He's like, yeah, we'll throw this in. He's like, that should help trim you down so you're not. I just felt fat. Like I was like, oh my God, my face felt fat. I just felt fucking heavy and lethargic. And he's like, yeah, we'll get you on a diuretic. So, night, Matt. Have fun there in Australia. I bet it's hot as fuck. No, actually, it's wintertime in Australia, isn't it? Yeah, it's opposite. It's wintertime. It's not a pooping pill. It's a peeing pill. You know when you switch workouts? Because yesterday was chest, shoulders, triceps, and I didn't do, I guarantee, because I don't have the weights here like I do at my buddy's place. I guarantee that workout was not as heavy a workout, but it was a lot of different exercises. So I went back, like it was mostly for chest, it was mostly push-ups. And I'm sore in different places than I was just from strictly lifting weights. I basically did P90X, chest, shoulders, and triceps. Do I sharpen axes? I will sharpen axes, but they're a different type of sharpening and a different price. They're not in my standard price. We'd have to work on it. What knife company do I think are in decline? Spyderco. They're falling apart. I mean, they're not falling apart. They're not falling apart like they should be based on quality. So I'm going to say it out loud. People have heard me say it. The worst thing that ever happened to Spyderco was Sal starting to step away. And the problem I have with Spyderco is just the fanboys. The fanboys, I don't understand. I don't understand the allure of having 6 different knives in just because they're different. Sprint runs. Yeah, exactly what I was talking about. I understand that there's a collectivity, like, but if I was going to collect a knife, it wouldn't be a Spyderco. Like, I think of knife collecting, when I think of knife collecting, when I think of a knife collector, I'm thinking like $1,000 knives, like these. This is what oh God, damn, I wish I hadn't pulled this out of the case. I get so many other things I have to carry. I've been avoiding carrying this. This is what I'm thinking of when I think of a knife collector, not a Spyderco. Like a Spyderco, that's a work knife. But I do understand that different people. Some people collect cold steels. That's their collection, and like, so everybody has a different level at which they collect. And I'm not knocking that. I'm just saying, I don't have the urge. Like, I have a Master Blaster, I have a Stenger, and I have friends that do this. I don't have 3 different Stengers and 3 different Mordaxes and 3 different versions of the Microtech DOC and 3 different versions of, okay, I have 2 different versions of the Ultratech. But they're different. They're not the same knife. Like, if I had like 3 different Microtech OTF Tontos, but only had the difference was the coatings and the finishes, I have 2 distinctly different. This is a UTX 85, and this is a Ultratech full size. I mean, they're, for all intents and purposes, they are the same knife, just size difference, blade shape. So I've never understood having, okay, like, let's say I have a friend here in San Diego, and he's got like, he's probably got 5 of the exact same knife in different variants. And I was like, I just don't see it. I don't see owning multiple. I would rather like find a knife maker that I like and have like 5 or 6 different types of knives. Like I have with Ferrum Forge. I have 8 Ferrum Forge knives. They're all different. Every one of them is a different knife. There is no 2 that are exactly the same. But I do have some friends that have like 6 Mordaxes or 5 or 6 of the Fortis, which is, that's the one everybody wants, is a Fortis. The Fortis is a great knife. I have mine. But you know, there's some guys that have like 2 of each milling pattern, and then they're finished differently and things like that. So I do have several Swiss Army knives, but that's Swiss Army knives I'm not gonna count because I consider them a multi-tool. I have a small one that is in my glove box. I have a Tinker, and then I have an Officer Suisse that is my, like, I would fill up my pocket. My daughter has a Tinker, and then I have a great big camp one that was a gift. I've probably had more Swiss Army knives than almost any other knife. I think Cold Steel and Swiss Army knives are the ones that I've had the most knives of, period. Mainly because Swiss Army knives, they're not super robust. And I've broken a couple Swiss Army knives because you wind up using them like a multi-tool. You use them for shit you shouldn't be using them for. But as far as to buy knives for the explicit purpose of just having multiple of the same knife, no. But you know, you got guys that just, I gotta have every Spartaco sprint round. I got a friend that's got like 5 natives. I got a friend that's got like 4 or 5 of the 8015s done by Andrew Demko, like the actual custom ones. I will say though that he has Ashton. That's Ashton I'm talking about. He has, and I mean that's his collecting preference. I'm just saying I've never been that guy. And so the silliness of a sprint run, I just don't understand. The fact that they're able to market it that way is amazing, but then you get the fact that the second you say anything bad about a single Spyderco, like I don't like Spyderco knives these days. They're not. I have 2 of them. Got this for my wife. She won't carry it. It's in my knife case. And I have that Endura in ZDP 189 that won't hold an edge because it was a gift. So I have got to get this back to Elliot. I have his prototype Ferox that has been at my house for months and months and months and months and months and months. So I need to get this back to Elliot. No, it wasn't Chavez, because Chavez isn't a flipper. Chavez is a thumb stud. Love me some trash grinds. Trash grinds and off-center blades. That's another one, millet. Like I have yet to get a millet that was centered. Even the ones I've modified and not necessarily modified, but refinished. A lot of those. I mean, that's the definition of a collector. So I'm trying to remember. There was definitely a knife that we talked about in a video. I know what it was. No, I don't. I do not remember. No, it wasn't an itch or hold. This has just been in a live feed where I talked about a couple things. I'll have to go back. God, I hate watching my own fucking... I'm going to have to watch like an hour-long live feed to find out one piece of information. Why don't you all... Like, if you guys are curious, you can figure it out. I was talking about a knife, and it may have been the Olamic. Well, I was talking about the Rhea. And my Rhea did not have lock flex, but one of the knives that I had here at the house did, and I was using it as an example of, you know, it's a very expensive knife. Why are we complaining about detent lash in a $30 knife or a $50 knife, but we gloss it over on these $500 knives? Because this does have a lot of... Now, I can't shake it open, but you can feel it. That the detent ball and hole are not exactly the same size, which, I mean, it's really easy to oversize. No, it was definitely not a CRKT. I haven't had a CRKT in the house forever. I am going to do a video about this. This is another CJRB. This is going to be a giveaway too. I like that lock. I just don't think that this, I think this should have had a thumb stud. The detent on this for a flipper is a bit weak. You can, sometimes it won't flip, but just like an Axis lock, I haven't gotten used to it yet. At any rate, this is going to be a giveaway when I'm done doing a video about it. So anyway, yeah, I don't, detent lash, I get upset because expensive knives get a pass. Go take knives apart. Yeah. Oh, hey, hang on. I'm going to show everybody the knife I made for you. What knife was what? That was a CJRB. I'm going to do a video about it. I don't want to get into too much stuff. I don't want to get into too much stuff that's going to be videos in the future. I'm trying to think if it's still here, the knife I was talking about. Oh, I know what knife it was. I know exactly what knife it was. It was the Custom Knife Factory. Oh. It was a CKF that I did a video about. That CKF that had detent lash. And that is 100%. It's not the morph. Yeah. It's not an issue of the detent ball being too. That's just all lock bar flex. So this is Alex's knife. Let's turn this around so you guys can get a good look at it. These handles. Now, I imagine if he oils these will be significantly darker. but I'm going to leave them like this. They need wiped off. I thought that when I got these handles done and I looked at the color, I thought, you know what, the blue is gonna pretty much, you can see there's a minor gap right there, but I was able to, through some creative milling, get these handles to a point where I think that they were as true and square as I'm ever going to get them. And then so all this has been hand contoured and everything like that. And it's been hand sharpened, so it's ready to go. I'm going to talk with, there's another guy I'm going to talk to about Kydex. I'm going to talk to Red Hand Kydex and see if he can do a sheath similar to the ones that I had on the others, Alex. So when you, when we get this all paid off, I'm going to talk with Red Hand Kydex and send some stuff. Yeah, like the Ricasso is even, but I got a little heavy-handed on the I have not heard from Matt in forever. What's the name of that knife? This is my stonefish. This is a full custom stonefish. So I mean, the dimensions and everything are the same, just that my production ones have some jimping that this doesn't, and more markings. So, and I did a heavy, here, check out the blade finish. I wanted to do a really heavy stone, cancel that. I wanted to do a really heavy stone wash. And so I tumbled it for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. You can still see some of the 220 grit grind lines. But so the imperfections in the grind, that's the stoned fish. I forget what it was. Oh, I don't use a jig. That's all freehand grinding. So like I made a knife for a customer and he threw a fit because my plunge grind was not perfect. And some other things. And I was like, whoa, he's like, this is like, at this point, like you're using a jig and a CC. I was like, no, I'm not. I cut this out with I was like, no, bro, see, you got to understand. I cut this out with an angle grinder. I draw it on a piece of metal. I cut it out with an angle grinder. Now, that one was water jetted. I had some water jetted, but at this point, I was still making them all one at a time. Like I didn't have any steel blanks. I'd get a piece of steel and I would draw the knife on it. And I would cut out as many pieces as I could out of that with an angle grinder, and then shaped it all to hand. And I was like, you don't understand. Like, I'm not using a jig. I'm not using a machine. I'm standing over that grinder and I'm using these to judge that. And if there's some imperfections and flaws, that's what it is with a custom knife. And at that time, I was selling those for like $400. I was not even making back the money I was spending in belts and material and time. He then came back and apologized. Later, Alex, I thought you already had taken off. There's probably not going to be very many more. I think I have enough to make 4 more, but there's also one reserved for our friend Bill. I'm going to probably make one for myself. I don't own a single one of my own custom knives at this point. My daughter owns more of my own custom knives. How much are they? I don't put it out on a video because people get to like, oh, I can't believe it's that much. I just prefer you emailed me. I have a link to my email down below. But I also have another member, Luke Harper, that wants one as well. So the number of them are running out. I'm willing to make them all the way back to freehand because I like the blanks that I have, but that would entail additional cost because there's a lot more time involved in me using a template, drawing it out, cutting it out with an angle grinder, doing all that by hand, then heat treat. And so, I mean, it adds extra hours. So therefore it adds extra cost. And plus right now the material I have is paid for. Because it was bought over a year ago, closer to 2. So I'm not including the cost of the material, the steel, the belts, yes, but the steel, no, because I had somebody that was kind enough to burden the majority of the cost of that steel. It was a gift. So it was a gift to the channel and to me. And so like we basically would have to figure out what the steel costs, and I usually know about how much it costs in belts and other materials, and then figure time. So get with me. I'm still willing to do them. It's just I mean, right now is a good time. I have nothing but time, with the exception of the HOA stuff and whatever sharpening comes in. Like I could be at the shop every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, working on knives. I still do have other stuff that I'm doing though. So like I'm gonna try and figure out getting some publicity for this on my own with people that I know. So, ooh, I farted. I eat a lot of beans these days. So that's my production sea snake. So I've made a bunch of custom ones of these. It's not CRJB, this is Artisan. I have to end this. My wife just called and it's been over an hour. Anyway, I'm gonna get that other video shot and I will be putting it up either today or tomorrow. So guys, I gotta go. My wife's trying to call me. I love y'all. I'll talk to you later.